I would like to yield to the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Al Green. Thank you, Congressman, for the leadership and the support that you've shown for the Export-Import Bank.
Thank you, Madam Ranking Member of the full committee. And I am exceedingly proud to be a part of this effort. And I want you to know that when we succeed, it will be due in no small part to the energy that you have provided to help us get this legislation through. I would also like to thank Mr. Heck for H.R. 4950, an outstanding piece of legislation. It extends the Export-Import Bank for 7 years, and it will increase the cap to $175 billion. I think it's an outstanding piece of legislation, and of course, I am one of the persons who is supporting it. Mr. Speaker, let me start by indicating that the Export-Import Bank is not one of the too big to fail institutions. It wasn't involved in the credit default swaps, wasn't involved with derivatives, wasn't involved with no-doc loans, wasn't involved in all of these exotic products that nearly caused the collapse of the economy. If the truth be told, the Export-Import Bank was one of the reasons why the economy was able to survive. It has been thriving. It has done well. It pays for itself by virtue of the loans that it makes, by virtue of the fees that it collects, by virtue of the products that it insures. The Export-Import Bank makes good sense. I find no business people in my community who are in opposition to the Export-Import Bank. It is not too big to fail, and it should not be too small to save. We ought to do what we have done 16 times in the previous 80 years, and that is reauthorize the Export-Import Bank, a clean bill, and do it with very little fanfare. Unfortunately, that is not the circumstance that we confront presently. Unfortunately, there are persons who believe that the Export-Import Bank no longer serves a useful purpose. Well, it serves a useful purpose for the people in my district, and the facts speak for themselves. In my district, between 2007 and 2013, in the 9th Congressional District, we had a total of 88 export importers. We had 39 small businesses, 13 minority-owned businesses, and 4 women-owned businesses. And we are proud of these businesses that are owned by women because we still contend that when women succeed, America succeeds. The Export-Import Bank is on the agenda to help women succeed. I would add that there are businesses that have indicated that they are supportive, and I have a letter from the company in Houston. The style of it is the South Coast Products Company. And I just shall read an excerpt from their letter. I have many letters to read, but I shall pick a few and just read excerpts. This one reads, and it's addressed to the Honorable Maxine Waters. We are a small manufacturer in Texas that exports thread and valve lubricants, primarily to the oil and gas industry. We have used Export-Import Bank's export credit insurance for 13 years. During that time, our export business has grown by a factor of 15 because of the security offered by our policy with Export-Import. I shall go to the last paragraph, which reads, please emphasize to your colleagues that XM Bank is not corporate welfare. This is a business that has written this to us, or a charity of any kind. It facilitates U.S. exports, especially for small businesses like us, while supporting itself. Please do not let them put our livelihoods on the chopping block for their own political gain. This is from South Coast Products, a Texas business. I would also like to read a letter from the Greater Houston Partnership. The Greater Houston Partnership is the preeminent chamber of commerce in my area. It is called the Partnership because we do things differently in Texas. And the Partnership is also joined in this letter by a good many other entities that I shall name after having read an excerpt from this letter. It reads, the Houston region continues to enjoy strong economic driven in large part by the Export-Import Bank. In order to keep momentum, it is crucial that Congress supports tools encouraging businesses to expand into new markets and create new jobs. The Export-Import Bank of the United States is one of these tools, and we ask that you support this legislation. The letter is addressed to me. And it goes on to add that small and medium-sized businesses in our region also benefit directly from export-import. Small businesses account for nearly 85% of Ex-Im Bank's transactions. Further, these transaction figures do not include the tens of thousands of small and medium-sized businesses that supply goods and services to large exporters using the bank. This is signed by the Bay Area Houston Economic Partnership, the Baytown Chamber of Commerce, the Brenham Washington County Chamber of Commerce, the Clear Lake Chamber of Commerce, the Greater Beaumont Chamber of Commerce, the Greater Tomball Area Chamber of Commerce, the Houston East End Chamber of Commerce, the Houston Northwest Chamber of Commerce, Lake Houston Area Chamber of Commerce, League City Chamber of Commerce, Pearland Chamber of Commerce, West Chambers County Chamber of Commerce, and the Wharton Chamber of Commerce. I close simply with these words. Businesses are supportive of the Ex-Im Bank. People understand the necessity for it. We but only need to have a vote on it to get it continued. I yield back the balance of my time.